The future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is building toward one massive and mysterious event: Avengers Doomsday. Marvel hasn't revealed much about the story yet, but many fans believe it will revolve around the collapse of the multiverse and the rise of one of Marvel's most dangerous villains, Doctor Doom. But there is one character whose role could be far more complicated than anyone expects: Doctor Strange. Instead of simply fighting Doom like a typical hero, there was a strong possibility that Strange could actually work with him. In fact, if Marvel follows certain comic storylines, Strange could end up becoming Doom's lieutenant, essentially his right-hand man. During the events leading up to Avengers Doomsday, this idea might sound shocking at first, but when you look closely at what has already happened in the MCU, it actually starts to make a lot of sense. To understand why this theory is possible, we have to look at where Doctor Strange's story currently stands. After the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Strange is no longer the same hero he once was. Throughout the movie, we see that the multiverse is extremely fragile. Universes can collide with each other in events called incursions, and when that happens, entire realities can be destroyed. Strange himself even caused one of these incursions by using dangerous magic and traveling between universes. At the end of the movie, a mysterious sorceress named Clea appears and tells Strange that they need to fix the damage he caused. That moment might actually be setting up for the larger conflict that will eventually explode in Avengers Doomsday. If incursions continue to happen across the multiverse, the destruction could be unstoppable, and the heroes of Earth may not have the power or knowledge needed to stop it. This is exactly the type of situation where Doctor Doom could appear. Doom is not just another villain who wants to rule the world. In Marvel Comics, he is one of the smartest people in existence, and also one of the most powerful users of magic. His intelligence rivals people like Tony Stark, and his scientific genius rivals Reed Richards. But what truly makes Doom unique is that he combines both science and magic. Because of that, he often believes that he is the only person capable of saving realities when everything begins to fall apart. When the multiverse starts collapsing in the comics during this famous storyline Secret Wars, Doom doesn't just try to stop the destruction, he attempts something even more extreme. He takes the remaining pieces of destroyed universes and reshapes them into a brand new reality. Under his control, in that world, Doom becomes like a godlike ruler. However, Doom does not accomplish this alone. One of the most surprising parts of that storyline is that Doctor Strange actually helps him. Strange realizes that the multiverse cannot be fully saved. Too many universes are colliding and every attempt to stop the destruction fails. Instead of continuing a battle that cannot be won, Strange decides that preserving at least something is better than losing everything. Because of that belief, he joins Doom and becomes his closest advisor. In simple terms, Strange becomes Doom's magical lieutenant, helping him manage the enormous forces required to rebuild reality. If the MCU takes inspiration from this storyline, we could see a very similar situation play out in Avengers Doomsday. When you think about Doctor Strange as the character, this decision actually fits his personality. Strange has always been willing to make extremely difficult choices if it meant protecting the universe. In Avengers Infinity War, he famously looked into millions of possible futures and discovered that there was only one timeline where the heroes eventually win. In that moment, Strange allowed Thanos to succeed temporarily, because he knew it would lead to the ultimate victory later. That decision showed that Strange is willing to sacrifice almost anything, even entire battles, if he believes it will lead to a better outcome in the long run. If the multiverse begins collapsing in Avengers Doomsday, Strange might once again face a choice where every option seems terrible, and in that moment, helping Doom might appear to be the only path that saves him, and even a small part of reality. Another reason this theory feels believable is because the MCU has already shown darker versions of Doctor Strange. In Multiverse of Madness, we meet a corrupted version known as Sinister Strange, who used forbidden magic and eventually destroyed his own universe. That moment proves that Strange is capable of going down a most dangerous path, if he believes the end truly justifies the ending. That moment proved that Strange is capable of going down a dangerous path, if he believes the end justifies the meaning. It also shows that there are versions of Strange across the multiverse who makes very questionable choices. And because of this, the idea of Strange temporarily sliding with Doom is not completely out of character. Instead, it could represent a tragic moment where he believes he is doing the right thing, even if other heroes see it as betrayal. If Strange does become Doctor Doom's lieutenant in Avengers Doomsday, it would create a fascinating conflict with the other heroes. Characters like Spider-Man or Captain Marvel, and the rest of the Avengers would likely see Strange as someone who switched sides. To them, it would look like the former protector of reality is now helping the most dangerous villain in existence. But from Strange's perspective, he might still believe he is trying to save the multiverse. This moral conflict would make him one of the most complex characters in the entire film. Instead of being a simple hero or villain, Strange would exist somewhere in the middle, making choices that are incredibly difficult to judge. There is also another possibility that makes this story even more interesting. Strange might not truly trust Doom at all. Instead, he could be pretending to serve him. By becoming Doom's advisor, Strange would gain access to Doom's plans, his magical knowledge, and the secrets behind how he intends to reshape reality. That position could allow Strange to search for a weakness or a way to eventually stop Doom. If this is the case, Strange's role as Dr. Doom's lieutenant would actually be part of a larger strategy. He might appear loyal on the surface while secretly waiting for the perfect moment to betray Doom and restore the multiverse. No matter which direction Marvel chooses, the relationship between Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange could become one of the most important parts of this story in Avengers Doomsday. Instead of simply showing heroes fighting villains, the movie could explore the terrifying idea that sometimes saving reality requires morally gray decisions. If the multiverse is truly collapsing and the universes are disappearing one by one, even someone as heroic as Strange might believe that working with Doom is the only chance left. In the end, the biggest question may not be whether Strange becomes Doom's lieutenant, but why he does it. Is he helping Doom because he believes Doom is humanity's last hope? Is he secretly planning to betray him? Or has Doctor Strange finally crossed the line that he cannot return from? Whatever the answer is, one thing seems certain. If Doctor Strange stands beside Doctor Doom when the multiverse begins to fall apart, the Avengers may be facing a situation far more complicated than any battle they have fought before. And by the time the truth is revealed in Avengers Doomsday, reality itself might already be beyond saving.